Greetings, child of God. Thank you for joining me once again. I hope that you are well and I hope that you've been enjoying this series on healing. Do like and comment and let us know where you're watching us from. We'd love to hear from you. And make sure you share these videos to your friends and families that they know that our God is a healer and He has made a provision of healing and divine health for us. In the last video, we studied about how sicknesses were caused and how Satan could afflict a person with a disease and how that limitation could be a part of us when we accept it instead of resisting it. Regardless, the truth of God is that Jesus is a healer and He heals His children. Because Jesus has come to destroy the works of Satan. And in destroying the works of Satan, Jesus brings us healing. Let's go deeper this week by studying the heart of Jesus, found in Matthew 15 verse 22. And behold, a Canaanite woman from that region came out and was crying, "Have mercy on me, O Lord, Son of David. My daughter is severely oppressed by a demon." But He did not answer her a word. And His disciples came and begged Him, saying, "Send her away, for she is crying out after us." He answered, "I was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." But she came and knelt before Him, saying, "Lord, help me." This interaction between Jesus and the Canaanite woman shows a lot from the heart of Jesus of what He expects from His children. What is remarkable about this woman is she has an understanding that her daughter is not merely sick, but her daughter is oppressed by a demon. Which makes me beg the question, can we have an understanding of what is our issue when we go to Jesus? Can we have an understanding of the root of the issue? Do we have an understanding that this sickness is not just a sickness? That this headache is not there because of a lack of sleep or because of a lack of food? Or your children are not behaving that way because it's just a phase children go to? But can we have an understanding that this reason that this issue happens is not merely because of something that we can comprehend mentally by our intellect, that there is a spirit involved behind it? Can you recognize oppression from the enemy as oppression? Or do we just call it going through a bad day? Child of God, can you have the intelligence of this Canaanite woman that recognized an oppression as an oppression, and her immediate response to an oppression of a demon is going to the feet of Jesus? The solution for this problem was not her intellect. It was not searching for solutions on Google. It was not looking for the fellowship of man to talk about the problem. But the solution was found going straight to the feet of Jesus. A lack in your life, any lack in your life is an oppression. And a manifestation of that lack is a manifestation of the work of Satan. And this is why Jesus came to destroy the works of Satan. But the question now, child of God, once you're at the feet of Jesus, can you know the heart of Jesus to know the ways of Jesus? This woman did not ask Jesus once. She did not ask Jesus help twice. She persists. It was not prayer that led her to Jesus. It was persistence in prayer. And persistent prayer in the kingdom of heaven availeth much. Because at the feet of Jesus, ask yourself, what is the quality of your pursuit? What is the fervor of your pursuit? What is the rhythm of your pursuit? Are we people who wait for the last minute when an issue happens to then go knock on the door of Jesus? Or are we people of principle who understand the principles of heaven? Ask and it shall be given to you. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door shall be opened to you. So if asking has not given you result, are you knocking? If knocking has not given you result, are you seeking? Is our lifestyle an expression of the pursuit of Jesus? Is our lifestyle an expression of persistent prayer, persistent conversation with Jesus, constant intimacy with Jesus? And child of God, it would have been so easy for this woman to ask Jesus once and leave. It would have been so easy for her to ask the second time and leave. It would have been easier for Elijah to just pray once and give up. But Elijah did not pray once. He prayed until he saw. He prayed 7 times until he saw. So can you pray until you see? Can you knock and seek and ask until you hear? Let's look at this woman's persistence and look at Jesus' response to her. And he answered, "It is not right to take the children's bread and throw it to the dogs." She said, "Yes, Lord, yet even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from their master's table." Then Jesus answered her, "O woman, great is your faith. Be it done for you as you desire." And her daughter was healed instantly. When Jesus said it is not right to give children's bread and give it to dogs, it is not that he did not want to help her. He wanted to test the genuineness of her pursuit. He wanted to test the value of her faith. Can you realize that your response is being tested by Jesus? Can you realize that your response to the silence of Jesus shows the state of your heart, shows the state of your own faith? And it is not that Jesus is evaluating whether if he needs to bless you or not. He is evaluating the state of your own identity. He knows who his children are. Jesus knows who you are. And Jesus knows the potential of what you can become. But child of God, do you know who you are? Or in this season has self-pity taken over you? Has a false sense of identity taken over who you are? Have you become married to the opinion that Satan has about you? Or have you resisted to the point that you have now come again to the feet of Jesus, looking for bread, fresh bread from the hands of Jesus? Because that is who Jesus is. Give us this day our daily bread. Daily he can give bread to you. Daily he can give strength to you. Daily he can reveal who you are to yourself. Jesus' response to this woman is, "O woman, great is your faith." Can that be a response that Jesus has to you and I in this season? When Jesus comes back on earth, can he not just find faith? Can he find great faith? "O woman, great is your faith." I want you to take time to understand this, because when this woman came to Jesus for the deliverance and healing of her daughter, Jesus told her it is not good to take children's bread and give it to dogs. Children's bread. Children's bread. She comes and asks for Jesus' help, that her daughter is well. And Jesus' response is children's bread. So child of God, Jesus' perspective of healing is giving bread to children. Isn't that amazing? Jesus' perspective of delivering someone or giving health and healing to someone is giving bread to children. And child of God, this is the bread that Jesus wants to give you. Fresh bread. The bread of healing. But more than this bread, there is something that is precious to the heart of Jesus. And that is your faith. 1 Peter 1 verse 7 says that the tested genuineness of your faith, more precious than gold, though it be tested by fire, may be found to result in the praise and the glory and the honor at the revelation of Jesus. The tested genuineness of your faith. Can you realize that your faith is being tested, and the outcome of that test is important to the heart of Jesus? Can you realize that your revelation of the goodness of God and His desire to give you this bread, to give you daily bread, is tested every day? Your faith in Jesus is more precious than pure gold. Your faith in Jesus is what keeps you strong. Stand firm in knowing who He is to you. Stand firm and resist every evil. Resist every evil in our day. Stand firm knowing that our God is for us. Stand firm knowing that Jesus is faithful in giving His children bread. Continue seeking Him. And child of God, by faith and patience, inherit the promise. Be not sluggish, but by faith and patience, inherit the promised land that God has for you this year, because you will be the one that Jesus says, great is your faith. You will be that one. You will be the one that He looks at and He says, my son and my daughter, great is your faith. You shall be whole. God bless you and shalom.